Oh man, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. What is this week? Three stories on the moon. Ah man, what a journey. Good, clap it up for us. Well, finally finished the monologue. Hey, yeah. So finally finished the monologue. That is fucking fantastic. I did not think I would ever make it out of that skate, but here we are, chapter one. So I just want to point out, right? So we're on chapter one. Okay. Phew. Man, let me tell you, the first I'm on the first page. I've been on the first page for like 2 days, and I'm stuck in literally one place, bro. It's I'll break down the chapter gist for you guys, right? And then I'll tell you why I'm stuck. So, right, always write down. Can't see it, but always write down. Always writing. Not do these things. So, first chapter, I really wanted to explore the past, right? So, our main character, Elizabeth, she gets into her story, right? And we are traveling with the tribe, okay? Like, so we're traveling with the tribe. I wanted to capture specific points because it's not like the tribe doesn't have any crazy, they don't really have any deep significant meaning or anything like that, but they do um they do play a role in the main character's constitution, I should say, right? Because as kids, things happen to you as kids that stick with you for the rest of your life. And it really could be anything, it's something as small as, um, being affectionate to your partner because you've always seen your parents affectionate to each other, right? Or I'm gonna leave it at that because I feel like because if I go into I have the thing I'll trail into it because I have so many different examples, but you know that's like a good example. You know what I mean? It's just the things that kids see. It's like kind of like builds them out, and then there's some in some points. It's like when you go into an adulthood, it becomes a part of your constitution, right? Like it's your that's your character, that's your being. Like when you okay, from a kid you saw it, now you're 40 years old, and now you love your wife, right? And that right person has to bring it out of you, understandably, but you love. I should say wife, you love your partner. Like you love your partner, so you're always affectionate to your partner because that's just who you are, right? And you can try and change who you are, but that is your constitution, right? So if you show affection, to your partner goes, I don't like that, right? You can try and change, but it's your constitution, so it's going to feel like a negative force, right? It's going to be like two forces pulling each other, right? It's very hard to do. That's why they always say, be with who makes you happy, right? That's what they say. And so, taking that, like I wanted to use like, the main character to again, we all know by now, she is for the most part from what they know, she's immortal, right? So she's been around for a long time. You know, all of them have been around for a long time. And so, they all have to have a constitution from some point, right? And so for the main character, like she is big on, family, love, right? And she gets that, from, her mother, right? She gets that, from her tribe. Like the tribe's culture was a lot different. Like I really want to put a difference between, almost like a person at a time. You know what I mean? You ever just talk to someone, it's like, oh, you're an old soul, you know what I mean? Like a old person in your body, you know what I mean? Because like it feels like a person at a time, right? Was the Captain America syndrome, the man from the ice, right? It's like you are out of place in time, right? And so that's why I wanted to kind of emphasize that, like, their culture, everything was done differently. And so that's why she, acts different, right? And same thing for her brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, but their tribe morals, their tribe constitution generates, like or not generates it. perpetually follows them throughout their whole thing, because even when they start their own tribes and stuff like that, even if it's 5,000 years later, they start their own tribes. I mean, th- their tribe is how they seen their own tribe. You feel me? Like this, their constitution. Like that's how they do it. So I wanted to kind of flesh that out slightly, right? Just enough so you can kind of get that gist of what I'm talking about. And so, that first part of the the first part of the chapter, they are in the middle of migration, right? So it's 10,000 years ago. They following the woolly mammoths. You know, feel me? So they're following migration, right? You get a glimpse on like them becoming like one with the land. Like they are truly, they don't worship like gods or anything like that. They worship those of the nature gods. You know what I'm saying? So like, they are one with the land. They try to use everything that um, they catch and give thanks, and they talk about the nature gods, wind and the earth and lightning and things like that, right? So they do all those different things, fire, whatever. It's very very raw, the very raw, sense of religion and whatnot. And then you kind of trickle into a mother's love, and so it kind of just shows their I feel like I seen something. We'll ignore it though. We'll ignore it. Maybe I was seeing things. Um, yeah, so you really get into you can see, not necessarily because you're talking to her, but you see her mother's love. Her mother's love extends farther than just her. It extends to the tribe, right? She takes cares of the elderly. She does her things, and their father is the chief of the tribe. The mother obviously is the wife of the chieftain, or however you want to put that. Um, and so everyone has their roles, right? And so but just she is a loving mother, right? She cares for the entire tribe as if they are her own, and of course she never neglects her own children, right? And they were just again raised differently, things like that. But you get to see her mother's love in action, not just because she's talking to her a certain way or she treats her a certain way. You really get to see her in action, and then we took it a little dive into the tribal customs, right? And so with this one, like, so this is when the transition starts to happen out of just like the tribe itself, right? And so we start to really kind of focus on that those cultural effects, right? And so when you come of age and whatnot, right? So in this particular point, it's her brother is going through his, he becomes a man, things like that, right? And so they go on the hunt, right? So you go into the customs, prepare for the customs, and you go for the hunt. Now, um, the main character Lilith joins because it's not, everybody in the tribe, everybody's a warrior, right? Like this is not the things that she just goes hunting or she does gathering. You can go hunting and gathering for the most part. Men do it. You know what I'm saying? This thing is just kind of like the way it is, but um, it's nothing stopping you. So she goes with her father and things like that, and they go off into the hunt. The tribal men. It's a small hunting party. They go out in there, blah 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 blah. And so then they set out for the hunt, basically. And so I don't want. That's chapter one. That's chapter one. You almost got me. I almost got went into chapter two. But that's where I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop myself right there. Right. So that is where, I mean, from beginning to the end, like that is the goal I want from the first chapter, is really just kind of look into the tribe itself, right? Like I said, it's customs, like how did the tribe imprint on to Lilith's constitution, right? Because why does 10,000 years, later, why does she still worship the nature gods, right? Why does she um why does she still, treat why does she still keep tribal customs, right? Things like that. And it's like also to say, like, to kind of, so you can, when you peep the tribal customs pop up, present day, throughout the story and whatnot, is that you can see where it kind of comes from and things like that. So that's my goal for chapter one. Again, I'm still, what I will tell you now, getting into it, so I won't start, I won't talk too much, I won't give too much. Where I'm stuck is right now is that I am really stuck on the open plains migration. So I'm seriously on the first part, right? And so I thought I was gonna breeze through it, but it's just finding that finding that little what's the word I'm looking for? Had to take that, Gordon. Well, I couldn't take it, but had to text about that. It was like I guess like those are the bones, right? Those are the bones and shit like that. That's why I basically so it's the bones of that chapter. But where's the meat, right? And so I kind of opened up like the migration is that so they're running low on food. They've run out of food, things like that. And so, in order to keep the tribe moving, the chief gives like a speech, right? The chief gives a speech, and he's supposed to go like, he's like, and this is where I'm stuck at. This like the speech is where I'm stuck at. I've never really given a speech before, so I don't know, I don't know where I should like lead with it, but the speech is supposed to convey like a sense of like, you know the gods will take care of us. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be like something like that. Like you can't give up. He understands that there's no food, right? Because the tribe shares. The tribe shares everything. So there isn't like a storehouse of additional food being stuck around. You might have some jerky in your back, or say like some dried fish or something like that. But it's not like you have like a whole separate storehouse of food and whatnot. So the tribe is hungry. You know what I mean? The whole tribe is hungry. And so he's trying to give a speech, saying like, I need y'all to give me another day. Give me another day. Let's get up. Do not falter. Do not give up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give up, you die, basically. And so I'm trying to figure that speech out, writing it out, and then uh from there, I think like one with the land kind of like pops up. You feel me? That's kind of like so. It's like basically, I want to put it in the position of struggle, right? So the tribe is struggling. I think that when you struggle, your core values, your customs, your culture really starts to shine. In moments of struggle. And so I think like that was like the theme for it. And so I'm trying to get, and that's why again, it's like with one with the land. You know what I'm saying? It's like you being hunters and gatherers, you know what I'm saying? You have to become one with the land so you can survive, right? Like you can't be some adverse, object or anything like that. You have to um really become one with it, find the herbs, find things like that, right? And so that's going to be a point, that's like a breathing point for them. I'm not going to tell you what happens. But the nature gods, again, that's another thing too. Is like how you have to I think you have to believe in something. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I know you can believe in your chief and things like that, but you have to believe in something more powerful, right? And so 10,000 years ago you couldn't explain lightning, so you had to give faith to it. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't 10,000 years ago, you didn't really understand fire, right? But you believed in it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's so long ago, like you had to believe in those raw things because it's like you had to have faith in something higher than yourself, right? And then, a mother's love, it's like in times of struggle, a mother's love is super important. You know what I mean? It's very, very important to feel that love. And there is no love like your mother's love. I think that it's really irreplaceable. I think that like yeah, it's just irreplaceable. I'm not gonna get into that, but it's really irreplaceable. And so like, in times of struggle, it's very important to be able to feel that because there is no love like that, in the entire world, right? And so um, just continuing that trend, you know what I'm saying? Then tribal customs gets in as well. Like so when you're struggling, how does tribal customs help, right? Whereas like again, like we just said, the tribe shares, they share everything with each other. It isn't like of course you can have your own stuff, you know what I mean? Like if there's a tribe of like 30 people, and it'd probably be less than that, back in the day, whatever, but let's just say about like 20, 30 people, and that's your tribe. Even if you had like one dried fish in your backpack, like you can't share that with the tribe, you know what I mean? So it's not a greedy thing or anything like that, but if there's a bounty of things, then yeah, we share with the tribe. And if it's not enough for everyone to get equally, we all eat together. Things, just certain things like that. It's like that's gonna help you because it's like, what's that? It's a Chinese proverb, probably I don't know, but one arrow is easily broken, but a bundle of arrows is not as easily broken. I think that's how it goes, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like, when you're together, when you work as one, you know what I'm saying, you can survive times of adversity. And so the hunt is that next point. This is that the hunt is that light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have survived all this time, you feel me? And this is what you were surviving for. And that's what brings that up. You feel me? And so that's gonna be chapter one. I'll let you guys know. If I finish this week, going into next week, we'll talk about chapter two. If not, I'll just update you guys on where I am, and then from there, we can just we can just kind of. I just feel like I guess we'll talk about it. It'll probably be a much shorter, much shorter video. But yeah. So wish me luck. I'll see you guys next week, and I'll let you know how it goes. And if I finish, you're gonna love chapter two. Stay tuned. Adios, guys.